Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello, hotties, and welcome back to the Smoke Sesh podcast. I'm so excited to be back with you all on this beautiful little what feels like fall type of day. You guys, I went outside this morning bright and early, of course, and there was a chill in the air, a crispiness to the air that I am just like, ooh, so excited for, because I am over the 150-degree days. I'm looking outside right now, and at the vast majority of trees surrounding me, they're slowly starting to get a little orange. I feel like maybe I didn't max out my summer as much as I wish I could, but bitch, I was outside. And that's all that matters, honestly. And I cannot wait to get a little apple cider donut, go pumpkin picking, start working on my Halloween costumes, you guys. I love fall. Fall is for slowing down. Fall is for chilling the fuck out, for enjoying, for savoring. And that is exactly what mama needs. But I haven't really been up to much recently. This morning, I, of course, had my horseback riding lessons, which went so incredibly well. My trainer, shout out to her, like literally she deserves an award for how quickly she got me on a horse and how successful I have been at horseback riding since. Not that I have anything to brag about. I'm not jumping horses. I'm not going a million miles an hour. Like very simple, small structural things, like loosening up my body, being more aware of my body, being more in control of my body. So then thus I'm more in control of my horse, working with Xena, building that bond. So funny. She's just like, she is a diva. No wonder they were like, no, if you want to lease this horse, like you have first dibs because you guys mesh really well. This bitch, she is the biggest diva I know, truly. She teaches me something every single day. And she's just like, she's allergic to bugs and bug bites. So she's just an itchy girl right now. That's why I'm excited for fall and like some beautiful fall rides where she's just not pissed off from the bugs. But I've been working on that with her, just like not freaking out about her itchiness and being able to ride, even though she is itchy, or working on groundwork, whatever. And like although animals can't talk back, when you have an animal and it's a diva and it like is kind of giving you some sass back, I personally live for that. Danger, he is a sass-o-frass. That man is the sassiest man I know, truly. And all men are extremely sassy, but like that cat, so sassy. I think he probably picks it up for me. This horse, the exact same way, where it's like, bitch, I ain't listening to you, and I weigh 1,500 pounds, so what are you gonna do about it? But I had a really beautiful morning out there on the farm, started my day early, bright and early, 7 a.m. Whew, yes. I'm also vlogging my day today, so if you want to see like what a day in the life looks like, what a work day looks like, I am vlogging my entire Monday today, which is stacked with all of my favorite activities and all of my work related things. So that would be fun for you to watch on Sunday coming up. But this past Sunday, I did upload a fun little sesh with me, just very chill, relaxing, curating a vibe, getting the energy good. We did a little journal prompt, journal session, hanging out, self-care, and I ordered sushi. So we, of course, had a mukbang, and it was just a fun little like girly sesh. I was on that girly sleepover sesh vibe. And I wanted it to continue over to YouTube. But yes, up this week on Sunday will be a day in the life video. If you're wherever like, what the fuck does Hannah do with her fucking life? Baby, I don't know. But I'll try and explain it to you the best that I can and show it to you through that. If you want to see the vlogs early, join the Patreon, patreon.com/smokeseshshoddy. Yes, they are up early. They are up every single Friday, sometimes Thursday. This week I'll probably have it up on Thursday. Plus extra episodes, extra like literal podcast episodes where I answer every single question, baby. I've been hustling on the Patreon and I am here to provide, and journal prompts, many fun little things on the Patreon. So come join, come hang out, join the community. But yeah, I have just been a busy little bee. My parents took off to Ireland, so I have been, of course, once again taking care of their dog. So that's been nice to kind of just like get outside, pace out my days a little bit better. I had like a fun, really chill Sunday yesterday where my Sunday routines recently have been like, I'm gonna go get pho, go to at least work out somewhere, whether it's Pilates, yoga, go to the gym, and then also like do some shopping, do my errands. And that's been so nice as a way to really set up my week for success. This week was pretty chill for an eclipse week, for us being deep into eclipse season. I really have just been trying to roll with the punches. Pro tip for eclipse season is just like, if there's chaos around, there's chaos abound, and just like let it be. Do not freak over the things that you don't need to freak over about. Do not lose your cool on things that are like not worth your energy. Pay attention to what's draining your energy. Pay attention to what's giving you energy. But like when things get a little cuckoo bananas, like do not lose it. Just lock in, do the best you can, power through. It'll all be over before you know it. That's probably my number one tip for eclipse season. Because eclipse season is a lot of like random energy, and that can be put towards literally anything. Sometimes when it comes to astrology, you can kind of read more into I'll be affected here, I'll be affected there, but eclipses are very, very randomness, chaos randomness, karma randomness. So just like do the best you can. It's probably my number one piece of advice. My car gave out this week. Not me, like I'm so thankful for my car. I am truly, because it could have been way worse than it was. I just needed a new battery, but it taught me, like, it really just re-emphasized to me how much I do appreciate my parents, especially my father, for being a fabulous father figure to me. I really lucked out with the parents I do have. And of course, like with any sort of parents you have, none of them are perfect. You're going to have your tiffs, you're going to have your fights, you're going to have your battles. And I was not an easy child. I was not an easy teenager. So like, baby, they had their hands full. But one thing about my parents is if I call them and I'm like, I need help, I need this, I need that, they, without question, are there for me. And I went to go start my car after getting home from Omaha. I'm like, have I talked about this already before? The weeks are literally blending together. I don't think so. But when I went to go start my car, bitch, it wouldn't start. She needed a new battery. So yeah, one phone call. Literally, I was like, hey, this doesn't need to happen today. Maybe it can happen later in the week. No pressure. Within the hour, he's like, I'm outside. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Let me walk downstairs. Let me, unlock my car. Let me pop the hood. He gets in there. He's like, okay, you can go back inside now. I'll finish it. I'm like, no, I'll hang out with you. What? No complaining. Dead silence. Replaces the battery. I feel like with some fathers are like, hold the flashlight or blah, 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 blah. I can't believe I have to do this. Not one complaint. Not one complaint, literally just silent, replace the battery. I was like, how much do I owe you? Like, how much is the battery? He's like, don't even worry about it. Got in his car, left. Hello. Talk about a father figure right there. And that's kind of where my necessary requirement from a partner stems from, is I see my mom look at my dad and go, I want a hand-built iron gate to my garden. And he's like, okay, done. I want a coffee station built in the kitchen. Okay, done. Is it done overnight? No, but is it done? Yes. I want brand new green vintage tiling around our fireplace. Literally. Done. Like, no question, no concern. Like, I'll get to it. It might take me a long time, might take me a short time, but like, no question, that shit's getting handled. No complaints. Literally just happy to be there. And that's how it should be. That really re-emphasized some things in my life where I was like, oh yeah, okay, definitely that. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, outside of that and working, I haven't really been up to too terribly much. I've been locking in on my painting. This week, I'm challenging myself to paint one new painting every single day, and not 7 paintings, but maybe like at least 5. So we'll see if I get through it. If I do end up doing that will be up on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. also where you can submit your questions that we are about to get to. But I also had a night out with some girlfriends that was so fun. After work, just me and all the girlies went out, and it's so nice to now be in my later 20s. I know that's crazy to say, but I remember being a young 20 something and working in a restaurant surrounded by 30-year-olds who like wanted to party, wanted to have a good time, but also included me. And I looked up to them like older sisters, like really inspiring female figures. And it's kind of nice that I can like switch, be like now in that older female role where it's like, all right, girls, I'll take you under my wing. Let's go out, belly up to the bar. I'll buy you your drinks. Like, let mama take care of you. Just stay by me, you know. It's so nice to do, and it was really fun. We didn't spend a bunch of time out, which thank God. Sometimes when I like start drinking and partying, I'm like, let's go till 5 a.m. and it's like, that doesn't need to happen. We don't need to be partying till 5 a.m. anymore. But we went out to like the small local dive bar nearest to me, and we played some darts. We had some drinks. We got our fortunes read, which mine, I was like drunkenly trying to read it, and I was like, all it said was like, be a good person and expect nothing in return, period, point blank. But me and my girly pop, we were on the same team together, and we're both kind of going through end of cycle life cycles right now where it's like, okay, we've outgrown and we're ready to grow into, and we kept hitting the number 19. And it was like every single time we would throw darts, we would hit number 19. It's like, what the fuck is up with number 19? And she was like, I wonder what the numerology behind that is. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I never really look into numerology, but I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll give it a little Google in this dive bar right now. And number 19 numerology blends the energy of 1, new beginnings, independence, and leadership, with 9, completion, wisdom, and universal compassion. It signifies a powerful cycle of self-determination, achievement, and a unique karmic lesson in balanced power. You know what? Love it. Thank you. Appreciate that, universe. That was a good way to really like cap the night off, end it with a little Taco Bell, good little Sunday, and here we are now back into the swing of things, back to our usual episodes. But with that being said, enough about me yapping. I want to get into what is on your guys' minds. This is going to be a very random episode. Who knows where this episode will take us? I don't know. I'm not really feeling any major themes from the universe here, or even from these questions, other than like random things going on, random situations, very much so eclipse season energy. But how do you find yourself when you don't have any energy to look for yourself? Baby, there is no searching. You are who you are. I feel like we get caught up with this like self-betterment, self-help, where it literally kind of rips you in part and splits your brain a little bit, where you are now, period, whatever that situation is, and you look back at where you are in the past and also what you want to be in the future, and that creates a lot of like unappreciation for who you are now that I personally really dislike in the grand scheme of things. Like, of course, when it comes to self-betterment, wanting to do better, seeking better, wanting growth, all those fun, beautiful things, yes, love it, but also you cannot get there until you have full self-acceptance for where you are now. Good, bad, ugly, like literally you have to accept every single part of yourself. And so I shared some journal prompts, like shadow work journal prompts, things like, what do you like about yourself? What do you not like about yourself? What's holding you back? What is not helping you right now? What is helping you right now? Things like that, where you address the positive and the negatives, that really brings you to this neutral state. That's what helps you get forward. But you don't have the energy to move forward because you have not accepted where you are now. Through true self-acceptance means like, you know what? Yes, I am a good person, but also sometimes I'm a bad person. Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I have bad habits. Sometimes I am really bad at putting my towel back up on the rack, something as little as that. Or sometimes I'm a huge people pleaser, or sometimes I'm really controlling, vice versa. Sometimes I maybe am not in control of my life. I'm just going with the flow too much. So when you cannot visualize, or you feel like you don't even have the energy to move forward, that's because there's something where you are now that you have not accepted. You have not accepted where you are or what you are doing or whatever situation you are in order to move forward. And listen, that's hard, especially when I'm like, you have to accept maybe you're in a shitty position. You're like, everything's not going right for me. I'm not where I wanted to be. I'm not growing. I'm not changing. I'm stuck in my parents' house, or I'm stuck in a bad relationship, or I'm stuck people pleasing, or I'm stuck in limerence. Like, I'm not in tune with my life. And when you try and fight that, or when you try and not accept who you are, it puts you in this weird place of not being able to grow. We must accept the things that are in our lives in order to change them. And that means kind of facing those things that we are bad at or ugly about, or, not the best person about, and going, you know what? That's okay. And you're like, what do you mean I should accept myself for the negative things? In fact, I think you should accept yourself more for the negative things than you should the positive things, because that gives you the freedom of releasal. Sometimes all you have to do to address a bad habit and to really change it is go, wait, I'm doing this bad habit. Wait, I'm aware of me doing it. That awareness, the next time you do it, you'll have that like click moment in your brain where you're like, wait a minute, I'm doing that thing again. Should I keep doing that thing, or should I maybe change? And maybe that time, that first awareness is not when you make the change, but 5, 10, 15 times down the line where you're like, actually, I'm so exhausted of being so aware of what's going wrong. I have no choice but to make the change. That's when it comes. If you want to, be that self-motivated individual, if you want to achieve big things, if you want to go far, if you want to move across the country, all these big goals, whatever they may be, if you are unhappy with where you are now, that is okay. I'm not saying run forth towards these things, because like you said, you don't have the energy, and baby, I don't fucking blame you. When you are unhappy with where you are and you're trying to even think of the next step to get to that big idea and big dream, it's exhausting even thinking about it. So let's start with just acceptance of where you are now. Even if it is shitty, that's okay. Sometimes I just have to look myself in the eyes and go, damn, that sucks. Damn, this hurts. This is terrible. I hate that I do this, whatever, blah, 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 whatever the situation is. And through that, there's this like weight that's released off your chest and off your shoulders. I had some shadow work journal prompts I upload on the Patreon, but also they're included. Some of them are included in the Sesh with Me vlog. So if you want the full list, go watch that or go join either way. But I think that would be very, very helpful for you. Journaling has really challenged me to kind of dig deeper into what is making me a little unnervy, what is making me a little unhappy in life, and to also just like address it. And that in turn brings acceptance of just like, you know what, it is what it is. It is what it is. Right now, it is what it is. In the future, we have opportunity to change. Every day is a new day and a new opportunity for a brand new start. But for now, like, it's okay to look at your situation and go, this sucks and I'm tired and I'm exhausted. That in turn will give you the awareness that you need to make a change in the future. So don't stress yourself out with like these big ideas, these big dreams that can get overwhelming very quickly. It's a very easy way to make your brain shut off. Let's just focus on the now and what we like, what we dislike, what's working, what's not working, and then maybe work our way towards future goals, future dreams, and enacting habits that help you get there. But like, it really is like on the self-help journey, baby, it is one step at a time. And don't stress yourself out. There's no need to do that. Be patient with yourself. You will get there. Keeping your nervous system at bay when you're in college. Number one, you need to get enough sleep and eat enough food. Yeah. And drink enough water. Okay. Basics of survival. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Baby, you gotta sleep. You gotta eat. You gotta drink water. Bare minimum. Even if that means you going to the dining hall and you're like, damn, I don't have enough swipes or enough passes, and you are bringing Tupperware with you and hiding it in your tote bag and sneaking food out. Okay, I don't care what it is. Feed yourself. Try and get at least 8 hours of sleep if you can. Go to class. You're going to stress yourself out and fuck up your nervous system if you don't go to class. And also having good friends around you. I know it's going to be scary to make friends, but like having good friends around you, having people to kind of complain with, bounce ideas off of, study with, whatever, makes things easier. But the whole nervous system regulation of it all comes from just like the pressure that's put on you. And you can find that pressure in college. You can find that pressure in high school. You can find that pressure from everyday living. I'm in my late 20s and baby, I find that pressure every single day. My nervous system has been shot recently. And one thing my psychic therapist, that's a sentence, told me is, she's like, I just lie to my nervous system. I just lie to it. I lie to it. It does not have a rational brain. Your nervous system is not a rational, like component of your life. It's a fight or flight reflex. And if you lie to it and you go, we're fine, we'll figure it out, it's okay. Even if you don't maybe necessarily feel that way at first, but if you lie to it, you will believe yourself. Okay. That's how I've kind of chilled out when it comes to like chaos entering my life. Is I just lie to myself and I go, everything will work out. It'll be okay. Even if I'm looking at the biggest mess in front of me, the biggest life mess you could possibly think of, even though it's happening in front of me like a dumpster fire, I'm like, it's okay. Everything's all right. We'll be good. It's all right. It's all right. Smile at the pain. Sometimes that's really all it takes. And I know, easier said than done, but all those other things will help build a little bit of a balance in your life, where then when you do lie to your nervous system, since you have all those other check marks done, it'll actually believe you. I promise you that. My evil eye pendant traumatically broke last night. Thoughts? Well, that's because it protected you from something. That's the whole point of people wearing evil eyes. Of course, it's to like ward off negativity, bad karma, whatever it is. But also, I find this with jewelry I lose, with evil eye pendants that break, with rings I lose, with any sort of important, precious item that I use, maybe intentionally or not intentionally for protection. When it breaks, it's because it did its job protecting you from something negative. All right. That's literally what it's for. I have a friend who, she was big into astrology. She's a girl I worked with for a long time. And she had this really beautiful, innate, long, like 200 bead. All the beads are like hand carved after, like out of different beautiful crystals and stones, like hand given to her by a monk, like the craziest story ever. And she was like, I wear this for protection, but also I know when it breaks eventually, it's protected me from something. And one day, you know, at work, we're doing our thing and bam, shatters. All these beads, hundreds of beads flying all over the dining room floor, like traumatically broken, scattered everywhere. And she was like, you know what? I would be upset, but it did its job and it protected me from something that I don't even want to know about, because it was something so energetically damaging that it completely just shattered my necklace. And that switched my belief very quickly into like, oh yes, okay, let's not freak out. Okay, lie to our nervous system a little bit. But yeah, that's the whole point of the evil eye pendants, things you hang, maybe evil eye wall hangings that you put in your house. They fall off the wall. If they break, if they shatter, if you lose them, that is because it did its job protecting you. Best course of action when your man's family is toxic. Ooh. If your partner's family is toxic, dare I say, and I know they have been conditioned in probably a very unfair way by their family, but it is their job to protect you from the toxicity. And that might seem crazy of me, but when it's your family, but you better handle your family. You really better handle your family, because you know them better than anybody else. You know how to read them, and thus you must protect your partner from your family. Whether it's like not letting your family speak to them a certain way, standing up for them in social situations, even little things like, I don't like when someone's partner will introduce them to a group of people, even if the people are nice, not toxic, whatever, friends, family, if they introduce them to a group of people and don't help them socially navigate that situation, I think that is completely unfair and not good. I understand the awkwardness of it all, but like the new person is going to be more uncomfortable than anybody else in that circle. So help them out, guide them through conversation, not like a small child, but just like, hey, this is Hannah. You know, this is my girlfriend. She does this, she does this. And like that will naturally bring along ease in conversation. But when it comes to your partner having toxic family, they either need to handle that shit or leave you out of it. And I stand strongly beside that. And that comes from me, who my immediate family, not toxic. My extended family, very weird and odd and judgmental in a way that it's like I haven't seen them in years. And when my brother was bringing my sister-in-law around for the first time, it was like weird energy. It was very odd, to the point where my brother was like, I'm just not going to bring her over anymore. And I was like, you know what? That is absolutely valid. And props to you, King, for going, my girlfriend's uncomfortable. She doesn't like being around these people. They are not nice to her. Let's remove them from the situation and her simultaneously. And you know what? She don't give a fuck. She got a good family. She doesn't want to deal with weird, toxic people. Of course, she's nice and kind and will put up with it in a social situation like that. But I do think there's a responsibility on your partner, if you have toxic family, to handle that shit or leave your partner out of it. I hate when I see a couple and one of them has a massively toxic family and they let their family bully and be mean and be horrible and be awful to their partner, and they're like, well, that's just who they are. Yeah, that's just who they are, and they're fucking assholes. Like, your partner, I know, through love and everything, whatever they say during the vows, sure, but also like you don't have to drag them through the mud. Sure, they're joining your family, but also it's like they really only want you, if we're being honest. So if your man's family is toxic and he won't stand up to them, stay away. If your man's family is toxic and he will stand up to them, you know, you can show up here and there. It's okay to keep your distance a little bit. But if there's no awareness, baby, I would just be like, I'm not going around them. They're mean to me. And sometimes that is a big enough excuse. Okay, you don't have to deal with evil people in this world if you don't have to. Speak of evil people, oh my God, I haven't run into a Karen in a long time. You guys, a long time. I keep to my own. I don't go out often. I specifically don't go to the suburbs often because that's where the Karens kind of, you know, they find themselves there. Well, yesterday I was like, I want to do some shopping. Let me go to Aritzia. I love Aritzia. Love their clothes. Love the styles. Very cute. There's a dress I was eyeing and they had one and I wanted to try it on. I'm like, okay, let's go to the suburbs, jump scare, and let's go to the Aritzia. Well, of course, Aritzia, there's a million goddamn people in this place. And I'm not even complaining because I live in the city and like, of course, there's a million people around me at all times. I can navigate accordingly. I can be nice. I can be kind. But it was a whole process. You go into a store and I love trying on clothes. Being in Japan really changed how I view shopping, and I buy less online now, and I want to go in the store and I want to hold it. I want to feel the fabric. I want to try it on before I spend 60, 70, 80, upwards of $100 on a piece of clothing. Like, I want to vet this thing before I bring it into my life. I don't need any more things in my house. So unless it's like 100% what I want, baby, it's not coming in here. So I go, I do my thing. I was chatting with the little sales reps, cutie little girlies, you know, should I get this dress or should I get in this color? Is it too tight on me? Blah, blah, blah. I get through the whole process of it all. 30 minutes later, I'm walking up to the counter. There is a woman at the counter with at least 50 items on the desk. Okay, I'm like, holy fuck, did she just buy all this stuff? No, she's returning it. A lot of rich people with a lot of money will order a bunch of clothes online, have them delivered to their house, of course, try them on there, and then return them all. That's like a very common thing. If you have the money to front, you order a shit ton of stuff, figure out if you like it, return it all. So that's what she was doing. She was there to return at least 50 items of clothing, which is like actually bonkers. And they're going over their receipt. They're like, okay, yeah, but there's one missing. Like, we can't refund you for this full total because this one item is missing. I've never seen a grown woman break down this quickly. Well, what are you going to do for me? I brought it in. Your people took it. Your people obviously lost it. Blah, 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 blah. Like literally triggering. And it's like, you have a $1,800 Gucci bag sitting on the desk right now. I think you can take the L on a $30 t-shirt that is actually probably sitting in your closet right now. But the one thing I've also learned about entitled rich people is, and most rich people are not this way, I will say. Most of them are very kind, compassionate, caring, but there's evil people all over the place. And this lady in particular, baby, she could not take the L on this $30 t-shirt, and she was turning these sweet little high schoolers' lives into hell. Well, what are you going to do for me? Okay, are you going to give me a gift card then, since you obviously lost my item? Like, I was a little stoned, so I was looking around like, is anybody else seeing this? And eventually, I was like, I had been standing in line behind her with 15 other people behind me, and she's trying to curse out these people in front of me. And it's like, I need to check out. There's at least 8 sales reps trying to help this one woman, that it got to a point that I was like, hey, I just need to buy this one dress. Can I step up here? Like, let me save at least 4 of you from this crazy woman. And the way she snapped her head back at me, saw the line, and was like, oh, bitch, I'm holding up this many people. And it was like, yeah, girl. Oh my God, it was crazy. But it's like, when it comes to toxic people like that, where it's like, there is no getting through to them. They are either right or they're right. You gotta either just like leave them where they are or run away as fast as you can. Run away as fast as you can. Because if I was that sales rep, baby, if I was checking her out, she would have not known what to do with me. I would have been like, well, take all your shit back home. I am not refunding you. And that's why I don't work there, because I don't think that's allowed. I don't fuck around with people. Even like, I've been in the service industry for so long that it's like, okay, what's your problem? I will say this to people's face. What's your problem? And also, what can I do about it? Because if there's nothing I can do about it, baby, I'm not standing here and letting you cuss me out. So what's your problem and what can I do about it? Otherwise, you're going to see my back and my fat ass as I walk away. How to love what you love and not give a fuck. I think sometimes, being on the phone, of course, hello, when we are different from every single other person on the phone, makes us hate ourselves very easily. So, bitch, get off the fucking phone. Or if you are on the phone, follow weirdos. I have no problem with the phone other than like unnecessary scrolling, which I've gotten so much better at. I've gotten so much better at unnecessary scrolling, mostly by staying busy. But also, when I am on the phone, I follow some weird ass bitches on Instagram, everywhere. I follow some weirdos. I follow artists. I follow horseback riders. I follow nerds. I follow gamers. I follow politicians. I follow like so many different people with like very weird, very different interests from all the different facets of my life, and them being just so 100% them, whether they feel like it or not, at least it's perceived that way on social media, makes me feel more comfortable with who I am and my weird hobbies. You know what I mean? So of course, surround yourself with like-minded people. And if you find yourself surrounded by people who are judging you for the things you're doing, like especially I found this in myself when I was growing up. I was artsy, I was weird, I was like a tomboy. I wanted to go play in the mud. And like, of course, growing up in the suburbs, I had my friends, I had my really good friends, but also it's like I did not fit in. And that's the number one way to make yourself very uncomfortable with yourself. I literally was so triggered when I went on this bachelorette trip for my bestie girlfriend, and her mom is literally the devil reincarnated, and maybe she knows this, I can say this out loud, like literally psychotic, so much so that my mom and dad refused to interact with her, and my parents are very straightforward thinkers, but literally she would like torment us because we were being ourselves or being different or whatever she could judge us for. It's so not helpful when you're in an environment that doesn't receive you well. So if you can, like, I understand if you're still at home or if you're stuck in your city for a little bit, but think about places where you could be well received. Like maybe you're a fashion girly, you love to dress crazy, you love to do crazy things, you're loud, you're boisterous. Move to New York City. Okay, maybe you're a little bit more not shallow, quiet, reserved, maybe shallow in the sense of like not like trying to really put yourself out there. You like your small little things, you like horses, you like your country kind of vibes, you like animals. Okay, cool. Maybe you move to the country and out of the big city. Like whatever makes sense to you and whatever fits your personality for a reason and will make you feel more comfortable being yourself. That's why I love Japan so much, because it's like, although I'm like a outgoing person as it may be perceived, I actually love keeping to myself. I love keeping to myself. I love wearing my cute little stylish outfits. I love keeping to myself. I love headphones in. I love shopping. I love food. And it was just like so beautiful and perfect. So perfect. And also, half the time when people are judging you, not even half the time, 100% of the time when people are judging you, they hate themselves. They literally fucking hate themselves. And that's why they are judging you. Last night, I went out to dinner and we went to this like burger shack, like cute little burger shack. And there was this like alternative couple that were like bodybuilder alternative people, like obviously cheap meal, devouring some hamburgers. And then there was this like really religious couple that walked in. And yes, not all religious people are this way, but these happen to be these people. Walked in, they sat down, and you know, they were sitting next to each other. And I love people watching, so I was just taking in the dynamic. And I watched the bodybuilders get up, clean up their trays, do normal human things, and leave. And the girl in this religious couple looked at her husband and scoffed and rolled her eyes. And I could tell she was just judging them for being themselves. You are going to run into people who are going to judge you no matter what. Whether you close yourself off completely, whether you hide yourself completely, whether you try and be modest, this, that, whatever. You are going to run into judgmental people no matter what, so you might as well be yourself. 100% you might as well be yourself, okay? Because also, they fucking hate themselves, and that's why they're judging you. They could have been, the alternative couple could have been, turtlenecks on, cross chain, all right, ankles covered, whatever the fuck was going on. And still, that lady probably would have looked at her husband, rolled her eyes, and scoffed because she's a miserable, evil bitch. And you're going to run into a lot of miserable, evil bitches in this life. But the last thing I want you to become is a miserable, evil bitch. And that's who you're going to become if you don't let yourself be yourself. Okay? So you're going to have to be weird. You're going to have to be a little freak. You're going to have strange interests. I love a weird little freak. In fact, they're my favorite people because they are what? Say it with me. They are themselves. And when you are yourself, no matter how weird and freakish it is, you are a more confident individual. You're not going to really lie to people. You're not going to cheat people. You're not going to be like two-faced. You're not going to talk about them behind their back because you're confident in yourself. And that means you're more accepting of others around you. There is a peace of mind that comes with being yourself. And of course, you're going to get those moments where people are judging you and you go, wait, am I doing something wrong? Like, should I not be into this? You have to reinforce that thought with, no, these people just hate themselves and I'm happy to be myself. Don't let yourself get caught up with the messiness of it all. But if you can really shape your environment to really uplift yourself and your personality, it will do wonders. Whether that's like you're a furry and you go to one furry convention throughout the year. Love it, as long as you're uplifting your hobbies and your interests, and who cares? As long as your hobbies and interests aren't harming and hurting other people, genuinely, who cares? I want you to be a weird little freak because that means you love yourself, are confident in yourself, are a good friend, a good stranger, a good partner. You will show up for other people. And I think that's beautiful.
Hey girl, so I kind of wanted to ask you about any advice you would have for going back to college but not really feeling like welcomed or like a part of the community. I feel like I'm similar to you, as in I'm going to a private Christian college and I'm not very Christian. I wasn't I'm just not really involved in that community, and I've really been trying to find friends at school, but it's like kind of hard because I feel like once people find out I'm not Christian or like I just don't really know much about the religion, they kind of like distance themselves, and I'm really just having trouble finding community and like feeling welcome. Like, any advice you would have on that, or just like trying to feel more comfortable at school, that'd be great. Thank you so much, girl. Love you. Love the pod.
Oh, I love you. And you sound so incredibly sweet. You deserve all the friends in the fucking world, babe. I have a couple pieces of advice. I made lifelong friends at my very small, very private Catholic college. Lifelong friends that I still speak to this day. I'm not even kidding. Like every single day, you can find them. You just gotta like, the thing with navigating, and isn't it funny how it's like Christianity is supposed to be welcoming, and then it's like, holy fuck, why do you hate my guts? The funny thing about navigating the social situations is you can't reveal your cards too fast. All right, if they're like, do you want to go to church with me on Sunday? You can be like, I got plans, babe. But you don't have to go, God's not real. Like, you can keep that to yourself a little bit. Okay, don't play all your cards at once, but like, when it came to navigating those social situations and trying to figure out who I could trust, who I could not trust, or who would accept me for who I was, you got to start slow, you know. What are your backgrounds? Do you enjoy having a good time? Or, you know, like a lot of my friends I made were people who are willing to go party. So maybe that's kind of the vibe you go after, is the people who are willing to like go party, go have a good time, to, you know, sin a little bit. Maybe those are the people you lean into. And you don't have to party like crazy style, but just like who's going out on a Friday night? Maybe you can tag along with them. Who's like doing things outside of the norm for all the other people at your college? Maybe you can tag along with them. And yeah, like I said, don't play all your cards at once. See who they are, and then understand how much you truly want to reveal about yourself, if it's a safe space or not. Now, number 2, I would say is, you can make friends outside of college. I went to college in Omaha, Nebraska. There's literally, I mean, that's a big city, not like in the grand scheme of things, but like, damn, it's a wide ass city. There's so many people there, but not all of them are going to go to your college. So maybe be open to meeting some friends outside of your college, you know, going to local events, going to local coffee shops, meeting the barista, chatting with them, going to maybe just some like random pop-up yoga events that are cheap or free. Whatever your interests are, continue those interests while you're in college, and then see who kind of falls into your circle, who you got good chemistry with, and then kind of judge them a little bit. Uno reverse, flip it around. Like, can I trust them? Can I reveal really fully who I am? Will they accept me for who I am? You know, don't play your cards all at once, but the right people will come into your life if you continuously put yourself out there. And I know it sucks when it's like, damn, everybody's turning me down one after another. That's how it felt when I went to my college, because like, duh, I'm surrounding myself with people who just are not similar to me. But eventually I found my people, and they were the weirdo freaks that I love. Hello. But you just got to keep trying. Look outside the box, obviously. Since you don't fit in the box, let's look outside of the box. Join clubs, introduce yourself, talk to them. If they're like, you want to go to church on Sunday, like I said, you can lie a little bit to kind of feel out the vibes. You don't have to reveal every single part of yourself immediately. But eventually you will run into the right people. I promise you. Keep going. Keep persevering. Keep pushing forward. You got this. Got a hot date tomorrow. Advice for a successful first date. Ooh, how fun. How exciting. Okay, not me also checking out. And they're like, what is this dress for? And I was like, oh, I'm going on a date. And they're like, oh, you're going on a date. I'm like literally just like with my friend. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, but I love the enthusiasm. Ooh, okay. Advice for a hot date. Number 1, dress confidently. Dress confidently, almost like you're going to an interview, but leave the business casual at home and dress for your personality instead. Okay, there's something sacred about the art of getting ready and taking time to get ready, putting on some music, maybe having a glass of wine to ease the nerves while you kind of just like get yourself together. You want to feel yourself and you want to feel your best. So don't wear that tight ass dress that doesn't fit. Okay, don't wear, don't hide yourself because you're a little nervous. Be confident in what you're wearing and be comfortable in what you're wearing. It'll help you just present yourself better. And don't be afraid to dress up a little bit, dress the part, enjoy yourself, get ready, feel yourself out. That's the best way to curate your own internal vibe, that when you meet, you'll be feeling your best, most confident self for this date. Another pro tip when it comes to a first date, as soon as you meet them, like say you've never met them before, but as soon as you meet them, hi, hello, blah, 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 greetings, give them a hug. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like sometimes a lot of the tension when it comes to first dates is the distance in between you guys and the desire to close that distance. Or maybe not, who knows? But giving them a hug is a great way to break that anxiety, break that weird barrier, and to immediately kind of like obviously connect in that sort of way. I think a hug is the best thing to do as soon as you guys meet to kind of just break the ice, okay? Now you get to the date, whatever you're doing, maybe it's an activity, maybe it's a restaurant. Do not overdrink. Do not overdrink. Do not consume any substances. If you're going to smoke, smoke a little bit. Do not get plastered out of your fucking mind, okay? It's a first date. You want to be keenly aware to what is going on so you can read the situation with 100% certainty. Okay, do I like the way he interacted with this person? Is he being kind? Is he asking me questions? Am I gaining knowledge about the situation going on? I am, now that I'm older, anti-substances on first dates. A glass of wine, maybe you're going to a dive bar to meet each other, maybe you're meeting each other for drinks. Cute, fun. 8 glasses of wine, that's not cute and fun anymore. A little joint shared, you're going to take a little puff, you're going to take a couple puffs, hand it back, you know, catch a little buzz. Cute, fun. Facing a dab as soon as you meet them. I mean, unless you are a pro dabber, then like that's one thing. But like if you are not about that life and that's the first thing you do, like just be aware, be situationally aware. Now, I feel like there's been a lot of weird rules placed on women about first dates recently on the discourse online, where it's like, you gotta wait at least 3 dates to go home with him, or blah 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 blah, or you have to do this and that, or they must do this and that before they're allowed to even kiss you on the cheek. And it's like, listen, I'm an intimate person. I want to get intimate. If you want to get intimate, if you want to feel it out, if you're feeling the vibes, if you got chemistry and you want to sleep on the first day, baby, go for it. If you're the exact opposite and you're like, actually, I need them to bitch do backflips before I'm like even interested in sleeping with them, valid as well. Everybody is going to have different boundaries for what they're looking for, what they're feeling, what they're going after, and whatever works for you is important. Stand beside that. But I will never shame anybody for going home and sleeping with somebody on the first date. Who gives a fuck? Truly, who gives a fuck? We got one life. If you're trying to get your rocks off, girl, go get your rocks off. Enjoy your time. Use protection. Okay. Ask them if they've been tested recently. Let's do a little prep before. All right. But like also, if you're not into it, if you don't want to do it, there's no pressure. You shouldn't do it. Stand beside your boundaries. That's why I think meeting in a third place is really important. So then it's not like that pressure put on you. Now, when it comes to splitting the bill, I don't split the bill. Now that's a dating rule that I'm about. I don't split the bill, but you know what? I'll buy after dinner drinks. I don't split the bill, but you know what? I'll get us next time. Do you see what I'm saying? If you get asked on a date, and this is the most old-fashioned thing about me, but if you get asked out on a date, that is them putting intention on you and also wanting to take you out, and thus they have to pay for it. This is another thing I've learned from my father, who is not a traditional male by the standards of things, but treats women traditionally, not in a way that they got to be in the kitchen cooking and cleaning, but is like, bitch, you must respect them. Like, you got to show respect. And so one thing he would always say is he would ask me out to lunch. We go out to lunch together and I would go to pay just to kind of be nice to appease the situation. He'd be like, no, I asked you out. I'm treating you, thus I must pay. Okay, that's the one thing. If you want to get after dinner drinks, cool, fine, amazing. If you like the vibes and they pay, you can go, I'll get us next time. That's cute, that's fun, that's funky, that's fresh. I love working at a restaurant and seeing a girl get up and go to the bathroom as soon as the bill comes. I'm like, period, girl. All right, now if you asked him out, then maybe, maybe that's you're taking him out, but I'm assuming it's not that way. Ask as many questions as you can. Ask as many questions. Like, this is a job interview practically. Like, ask him as many questions as you can. How many siblings do you have? Where were you raised? What was that about? Did you grow up on a farm? Did you grow up in the city? What did you study in college? What are you going after? Do you have a 5-year plan? That seems like an interrogation, but like, yes, this is an interrogation. Who are you? Who are you? I don't know who you are. Ask questions. And also, I think red flag, if they don't ask you any questions, real bad, not good. All right. Now at the end of it all, whether you go home together, whether you don't, blah, 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 I think a follow-up is nice. I think a follow-up of how you are feeling is nice. Even if the follow-up is, damn, that fucking sucked. I hate your fucking vibes. Stay away from me. Now, if it's that insane, if it's that fucking bad, you don't have to follow up. Please don't. But if it's just like, we're not clicking, I think a very nice follow-up maybe after the date, maybe the next day of, hey, I really appreciate, you taking the time to go out with me, but I think I'm looking for something different, or, I don't think I can be the right person for you. So I just wanted to be forward with you about that. I think that is very respectful and very kind, and a great way to stand on 10 about your emotions and your boundaries while also being kind to the other person's. Or opposite, if it was fabulous, hey, thank you so much. I had a great time. I really enjoyed spending time with you. I would love to do blank, blank, blank next. All right. Instead of we should get together again soon, where it's like open-ended, come up with an idea. Hey, do you want to go get drinks later on in this week? Hey, this movie's going. Do you want to go see a movie later this week? That's a great way to keep the energy going. All right. I think this will set you up for success. It'll give you the most benefit to yourself out of it, and it'll really, really consider that you both are going to have a good time. Leaving to travel the country alone at 19. I'm terrified. Tips? Oh, baby, you're going to have a blast. You're going to have a blast. I find when I am out and about, even in the city, wherever, alone, traveling alone, I connect with more people. I open myself up to the world more, and also people open themselves up to me more. Okay, I love traveling alone. I think traveling alone is so important, especially if you're like, I don't have a lot of self-confidence. I have enough that I can like go to a coffee shop or go to a restaurant alone, but like I want to build up that self-confidence. Go travel alone. Oh my gosh. The way I was literally about to book a trip back to Japan, you guys, should I do it? I would love to go back to Japan, and I would love to go alone where I can just like headphones in, world out. Let's just go crazy. Let's go explore. Oh my God, it's the best. Not only are you going to be able to do everything you absolutely possibly want, with a little anxiety, but everything comes with anxiety, even if you weren't alone. So like, who gives a fuck about that? Who gives a fuck about nervousness? But also the world opens itself up to you. Okay. You have to put yourself out there though. Go to that restaurant, try that thing, spark up a conversation with a stranger, say hi to your neighbor, ask for advice, ask for tips, ask for tricks. People love to see others travel alone because that shows like, bitch, you really want it, and you're self-confident, and also they want to make your life better. You get bonuses for going by yourself. I feel like when you go with two people, that's an average amount of people, even 4 people, 3 people, whatever, a big group, they are figuring you have your own routine, you have your own thing, very average experience. But when you go alone, you get bonuses, especially as a young woman. Of course, there's negatives to everything. Don't ever tell anybody like that you don't trust that you're like staying somewhere alone. Be safe, read situations. Of course, there's always like risks to everything. That's how life is. Don't just tell people, hey, I'm alone and I'm staying at this hotel. Hey, I'm alone and I'm drunk and it's nighttime. Hey, I'm alone and, I don't know what to do tonight. Don't let people take advantage of you. But like, if you're going out to breakfast and you're chatting with the waiter and you're like, yeah, I'm solo traveling it. Fabulous. Okay. You will meet double the amount of people who are so proud of you for exploring and trying to make it as easy and worthwhile as they can. Truly, people love to hear other people's stories, especially couples, especially older couples. I've realized, especially working in this new restaurant, they love to hear stories of young people traveling, exploring, living life. They love to give advice. They love to really try and like make your day special. They love to really show up and show out for you. They love to give you advice. They love to show you around. Literally, the restaurant owner that I'm with right now, he was like, you should come to Europe with us. Like, I would love to show you a good time. Him and his family are traveling. He's like, and his work partners, I would consider them. Yes, but they're all like traveling through Italy like next month, which I don't need to go to Europe in September. Europe is not calling my name, but Japan definitely is again. But he's like, I'd love to just like show you a good time, introduce you to people that I know that I think could be beneficial for you. He's also like a lot of talk, but if I was to actually go with him, that's how it would be, and that's how a lot of people treat people who are traveling solo. They want to make sure that your time is a good time. Not a lot of people want to make sure your time is a bad time. That's for sure. Of course, read situations, make sure you have things organized, you are being safe, but you're going to have a blast. 2 things you need if you are traveling solo by yourself. Actually, 3. I'm going to up it to 3. Number 1, headphones. I know, take those headphones out when you're walking around. Introduce yourself to people, talk to people. You have to talk to people, okay? But headphones are fabulous if you're feeling a little bit randomly anxious, if you kind of are wanting to tune the world out, if you need to be by yourself. Headphones are fabulous and a necessity, especially if you're traveling for a long period of time on a train, on an airplane, whatever. Headphones are great, especially when you want to kind of lock in personally. Number 2, journaling. Journaling will be fantastic. Journaling will be amazing if you're at coffee alone, if you're at dinner alone, you don't know what to do. All right, let's journal it out. Let's keep, account of our days. Let's kind of check in, see how we're feeling. Journaling is great. Also, maybe a really good book, alternatively to the headphones, a really good book that you can pop open that you can read when you don't know what to do socially. You're tired of staring at random people walking down the street while you're at breakfast. Pop open a book. People also love to spark up conversation. What book are you reading? I love that book. Oh my gosh, do you have any, book recommendations? Things like that. I'm pretty sure that's how Dua Lipa and her current husband met each other, was they were reading the same book. Okay, and last but not least, which you probably already have because it is included in your phone, is a camera. A camera. Document your time there. Whether it's on your phone, I do prefer a digital camera, but any sort of camera where you can really document your time, kind of ground yourself in the moment to really just be aware of your situation, to look for details, to be aware of your environment. I think a camera is fabulous to have. But you're going to have so much fun. Do not be scared. Nerves come with everything. Anything new you do will come with anxiety. But once again, lie to your nervous system, which this is a truth. Everything will be okay. Everything will work out. I'm going to have a fabulous time. I'm going to go enjoy myself. Introduce yourself to your servers. Get out in public. Do not be afraid. Spark up conversation. Offer to take photos for people if you're going to any sightseeing places. That's how you get photos of yourself alone. Hey, I'd love to take a photo of you. Oh, thank you, thank you. And then you hand their phone back. Well, can I take a photo of you? Yes, please. I'm here alone. That'd be so helpful. They're taking your photo. Bam. No selfie stick needed. Open your heart up to the world and you will be received. But I hope you have a blast. Stay safe. Have so much freaking fun. And if I can encourage anybody to travel alone, I always will. You don't always need someone else to experience life. Sometimes having yourself is enough. Actually, most of the time, having yourself is enough.
Hey, Hannah, calling in all the way from Australia, across on the other side of the planet, still in winter right now. So pray for me. Looking forward to summer. I just want to say I've listened to your podcast for such a long time and you really got me out of the trenches in some of the evil situationships that I was in, and you're like my big sister that I don't have on the internet, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. So many people love this podcast and we see all of the hard work that you do, and yeah, just saying thank you for that. My question is, bit of context, I'm in my final semester of med school, which is super exciting. But I guess my question is, how do you kind of come to terms with being at different points in your life to other people that you love, like your friends and things like that? I guess I'm kind of just struggling to deal with knowing that, my friends have a lot more freedom because they're not in school, and yeah, their lives just look different to mine and they can spend their time differently. And I guess I'm kind of struggling with knowing that we're kind of have different life paths, we're going in different directions. But yeah, thank you so much. Have an amazing day and sending love to all of the Smoke Sesh shorties.
The Australian accent will always be peak for me. I wish I was an Australian baddie. Actually, fun fact, when I was at like 16, talk about needing friends. And well, I was like in college. I needed friends so bad that I randomly found this like cool girl on the internet, maybe like 1,000 followers, but I fucked with her vibe. So I followed her on Instagram. And then she would always post with like her 8 friends. And they were in Perth, Australia. If I ever moved to Australia, I think I would probably live in Perth. Anyways, literally eventually ended up following the whole entire friend group. They all followed me back, so much so that like 3 of them DM'd me one night and were like, hey, we're throwing a party, you should come over. And it's like, baby, I live in Kansas. I just was fucking with your vibes. But sometimes it really is that easy to make friends. Anyways, shout out to my Australian baddies. But yeah, no one talks about like the awkwardness of adulthood, of kind of like the figuring it out. Like, because obviously you've got it figured out. Okay, baby, med school, props to you. The only thing you need to tell people is, bitch, I'm busy with school. But also, it kind of gets to a point where you're like, damn, I wish I could go gallivant in a different country. I wish I could go do this. I wish I could do what my friends are doing. I want to start a family. My friends are starting a family, but I'm just not there yet. And that'll give you a lot of fucking FOMO. And it's probably the most FOMO you will get in adulthood. But also, it doesn't mean you can't make it happen. It just means you can't have it now. And there's nothing worse than not having what you want right when you want it. Okay? Like a child wanting a candy bar. And it's like, baby, we're here to get the last ingredient for dinner. No, you're not having that fucking candy bar because I need you to eat dinner. And you're like, but I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. That's okay. Desire is good. Desire of wanting things in life is good. Desire of seeing friends also succeed or do things that you would like to do is good. It's important to have friends in your life that, of course, are doing different things than you, but also it's important to have friends that are doing similar things as you are. Friends who, you know, are also in med school, who understand your position, who, you know, you can bond with in that sort of way. But all of my friends that I think about are all doing vastly different things than me. But I also have creative friends that maybe bring me more into a place where I'm not experiencing FOMO. You know, first of all, you got to be proud of yourself and where you are. But the in-between is awkward, especially as an adult. Baby, I'm in the in-between. It feels like an alleyway in between 2 lives right now. And bitch, I'm getting jumped in this fucking alleyway. I'm getting jumped and beat and battered and bruised in this alleyway. And it's like, please just let me get to the door. And when it comes to either explaining where you are in life or talking about where you are, or, you know, you have those conversations with people, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, where it's like, so what have you been up to? And you're like, well, I wish I could say I'm in Ireland. I wish I could say I'm traveling the world. I wish I could say I'm a doctor now, but I just can't say those things. Sometimes all you have to say is, I've been busy. That's my favorite excuse, is like, what are you doing? Oh, I've just been so busy. Doing what? Oh, I couldn't even explain all the things I've been busy doing. It's like, actually, maybe I haven't been doing anything, but also like, I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to explain myself to strangers. I don't need to explain myself to family. I don't need to prove my worth to family. I know what I'm doing, but also I just kind of need to take it one step at a time. And I feel like that's maybe where you are too, where it's like, I'm in med school. It's an easy thing to say, I'm busy. But also it's like, and how do I explain, you know, what's going on? You don't. You can sometimes just be like, I'm here, and that's all I can think about. All I can think about is where my 2 feet are planted right now. Okay. I can't share goals or aspirations or anything like that because I don't want to block my blessings. Okay. But yeah, you just gotta be patient. Don't let the FOMO get to you. You will eventually do all the things you have ever dreamed of. But with patience comes reciprocity from the universe. Is that a word? Like reciprocation, reciprocity? Did I just make that up? Nope, it's a word. Good news. But I do think sometimes the longer you wait for things, not in a like, I'm just gonna sit around and I hope it happens, but more so like, okay, I'm planning a goal 8 months from now. I'm planning a goal 8 years from now. The longer you wait and work towards something, the bigger the payoff is. So don't even worry about what you're doing. Don't even worry about what people think about what you're doing. Just stand firmly where you are and take it one step at a time. It's like, what do you do for a living? Bitch, I do my best. I do what I gotta do, and I do my best. Is that enough for you? Okay, cool. How about I tell you about this meal I ate this morning? That's a great way to talk. New restaurant I tried. Great way to kind of divert attention. New coffee shop I tried. Great way to divert attention. New show I'm watching. New hobby I'm picking up. great ways to divert attention from like the long-term plan goals of it all. I hate when people ask me, so what are you doing? What an open-ended answer. Like, baby, I'm painting and trying to stay sane. Is that enough? No, it's usually not. So let me just hit them with the, I'm busy. Well, I tried this new restaurant. Well, I am picking up a new hobby. Well, I am planning ahead in this way. You're in school, great excuse, fabulous excuse. Okay, med school, everybody's like, oh, period. You know, eventually you'll catch up. Eventually you'll have that free time. Eventually you'll be able to kind of join your friends who are a little bit more wild and crazy in life. But stand true to what you want. Stay strong. Like I said, just stand firmly, feet planted, one step at a time. Trust you'll have it all figured out, and eventually the payoff will be so incredibly worth it. And I'm proud of you. Okay. And when I visit Australia, we can hang out, because I want to go to Australia real bad. I just don't know if I can do the spiders. That's my only thing. I don't know if I can do the spiders. The wildlife over there is actually crazy. I don't even understand. I don't. Anyways, what are your fall, winter plans or goals? I don't even know what my summer goals were. I got to check back in on that. But fall, winter, I think my goals are purge my house. I have too many things around me. I mean, bitch, look behind me. I got too many things I got to purge. Number 2, squirrel away money, because I need to move. So squirrel away money and purge my house to make moving easier. Long-term goals. Eat an apple cider donut. Go pumpkin picking. Go apple picking. Frolic in a field. Do more horseback riding once the flies die off. Pick up a leaf off the ground. Like, bitch, very chill, very easy things, but like planting the seeds kind of things, you know? A lot of the things that blossom in the spring were planted in the fall, believe it or not. Like, they don't start growing in the fall, obviously, but they are rooted and planted deep into the earth. So when things get cold and then eventually get warm again, they are set up for success to grow. So now is my planting season, where it's like, what am I thinking of? What am I wanting to do? What long-term goals am I setting? How can I set myself up for success? What are little things I can do every single day to help myself? That's what I'm doing right now as fall approaches. And also, like, getting outside still. Okay, we're going to be inside long winter. I've been told by the farmers. The farmers have told me, and yes, I do talk to real farmers, that we are due for a very chaotic winter. I don't know what that means. They called it some big term that scared me a little bit, but we're due for a chaotic winter. And I know that's true because it's been a chaotic summer, believe it or not, with the amount of random rain we've been getting, random thunderstorms, random tornadoes, random heat spikes. The humidity has been out of control. I'm not surprised that we're going to have a bit of a chaotic winter. So fall being as chill as it is coming up, I'm going to try and take advantage of that chill energy and really just ground myself, plant my ideas, and stand firm in who I am. With that being said, we are rounding out to the end of our podcast because I have things to go do. I gotta go walk my parents' dog again. Love her down, but like, damn, my parents need to stay in America. They need to stop traveling overseas. What the fuck is going on? Where did they find this money, baby? I don't know. 2 public school teachers, you tell me. Actually, it was just saving all of the fucking money they had. So, yep, I also need to get some food in me and continue vlogging my day. Like I said, if you want to see that vlog, that will be up early on Patreon, patreon.com/smokesaucestudy. If I did not get to your question this week, submit it there. I answer every single question. Yes, every single question. So if you are in dire need of advice, that's where you can find me. Regular vlogs will be up on YouTube at Hannah Marlene 444. If you want to see what I'm up to, what I've been doing, new recipes, new photos, new fun little crazy things, that'll be up on Instagram. Plus, you can submit your questions there at Hannah Marlene. That's where I take all the call-ins, and I'd love to hear more call-ins. Please, I love to hear your guys' voices and connect in that way. But with that being said, stay sane, stay sexy, and I'll see you all so soon. Mwah.